If you believe that arrogance and cockiness are necessary characteristics of an alpha male, you should pay close attention to this video. These characteristics are not required to be an alpha male, and in fact, they are behaviors that are considered to have a low social status. As a result of this, we'll divide everyone into 3 groups for the sake of simplicity. Alphas and gammas. The alpha is at the top of the social hierarchy, while the gamma is at the bottom. Alpha males are unquestionably socially dominating, and this is unassailable. As soon as they enter the room, the focus of everyone's attention immediately shifts to them. They do not need to exert any effort in order to demonstrate to anybody that they have a high social position. Often, the most dominating individuals are also the most shy. Can you picture a mafia don strutting around, getting up in everyone's face, and boasting to them about his accomplishments? Naturally, it's not a mafia. Don knows his control is unclear. The same can be said for other types of alphas, such as James Bond. I can't picture him walking around a casino bragging about his job or his car to random people he encounters. James Bond does engage in aggressive and challenging behavior toward his adversaries on occasion, but this is done in order to provoke them into disclosing their true intentions. Alvin, on the other hand, never has to raise his. Alpha is characterized by quiet confidence, the kind of confidence that Magic Johnson, Sylvester Stallone, or Arnold Schwarzenegger would exude. This is due to the fact that they are at the very pinnacle of their respective worlds, even higher than the alphas or betas. Their social dominance is growing, and as a consequence, they are required to constantly put effort into displays of it, including behavior that is both aggressive and arrogant. Due to the fact that they are insecure in their status, they are compelled to try to prove themselves by boasting about how much of a lift they have, how sweet their car is, or their most recent sexual conquests. They are attempting to establish social dominance. For example, consider a braggart frat boy. He is not currently an alpha, but he is attempting to become one through this behavior. One of the characteristics of a beta is the behavior of seeking status, which is quite annoying to those around you. Betas have the potential to advance to the position of future alphas, which will occur as their status improves. Sonny Corleone, who played the role of the beta and was unproven in his rise to the position of boss in The Godfather, died as the aging alphas were eliminated. He was obnoxious, hostile, and combative to those in his immediate vicinity. In contrast, his father was a lot more reserved and confident in his position of dominance than his son was. And likewise, Michael, his brother, exuded an air of reserved authority despite his considerable charisma. Once he reached the position of boss at the bottom of the pyramid, also known as the gammas because of their low social status, they realized that they could not afford to engage in overt status-seeking behavior because they were aware that any such attempts would fail in prehistoric times when people lived in packs or tribes, as well as in some societies even today. This is because they knew that any such attempts would backfire, and an attempt at status-seeking by someone at the bottom could mean death in more civilized societies, while an attempt at status-seeking by someone at the bottom would be met with ridicule and derision in more civilized societies. The gamma is quiet in the same way that the alpha is quiet, but for different reasons. The alpha is quiet because his dominance is unquestioned, whereas the gamma is quiet because his low position makes status-seeking behavior natural for him. A bad idea. Gamma will not be happy with his position and may try to subtly improve his status in today's society in order to appease his dissatisfaction with it. It's possible that a gamma is an introverted nerd who excels in fields such as science, software, or literature. It's possible that the gamma was a victim of physical or emotional bullying by betas, as well as school events. The level of frustration reaches a point where the gamma decides to cast off the mantle of gamma once and for all and begin to seek supremacy for men. This may entail increasing muscle mass in order to appear more physically dominant and eventful. It is possible for them to transition into the betas category. Let's get back to the definition of an alpha now. According to Michael Jordan, an alpha is someone who is at the pinnacle of their respective world. Donald Trump sees it as a game of basketball. Politics is what Al Pacino and Sean Connery do for a living. The movie is intended for Steve Jobs or Jack Line. It is a matter of trade. There are also fictional alphas, such as Don Draper and other characters. He was a master of advertising whose advice corporate titans eagerly sought. Confidence comes from being extremely good at something and having experienced great success, as well as setbacks from which they learned and were able to recover and grow as a result of their experiences. Bill Clinton was unsuccessful in his bid to become governor of Arkansas. John Sculley and the board of directors of Apple ousted Steve Jobs from his position as CEO in 1985. Michael Jordan did not earn a spot on the varsity basketball team during his time in high school. Each one of them made the decision to alter their behavior and promised themselves that they would get better. Michael Jordan made it a goal of his to put in more work at practice than anyone else, and as a result, he was selected for the team. However, the majority of men who wish to transition from being timid and shy to basically becoming an alpha male James Bond make these mistakes. You could start by alienating all of your friends and family with your impolite behavior, and then use your superiority complex to turn off any women who might be interested in you. Third, make sure everyone is aware that you are the creepy guy who can be seen staring at people all the time. You let your fists do the talking and start yelling like a lunatic whenever someone has the audacity to challenge or disrespect you. However, at some point in the future, you will realize that there is only one way to become a genuine alpha male, and that is to work in a position that naturally transforms you into an alpha male. For example, leading thousands of people, making a lot of money, or producing the best product are all examples of positions that naturally turn you into an alpha male.